know he's in library. And, well, ultimately it's just not looking like a very doable position here. He takes the gunfight with Dodo, but, well, overall he just can't make it work out. Still, 1 versus 3, not managed to take out any of these players. Haribo Dodo on low health, Atiz not exactly full. QQH gets a very good opening pick, but I just don't see it being doable here.
Now, especially with the amount of HP you kind of have to work with around, and the diffuser is down. He couldn't get the correct pre-fire, and yeah, now he's been spotted. It's pretty much an impossible situation. Not only are you going up against two people who have the intel on you, you also made a hole on yourself. Just the Melusi opening up a hole just kind of to her death is also a bit of an irony. I mean, Haribo actually did get down, so it was very much possible, but the refrag came in instantly, and of course, with that, it's going to be a round going to be Esports. So Dunlimited right now, that was not good. Those are 2 rounds already thrown because of pure cockiness. And most definitely, they should not be going along with that to the further rounds. As, of course, this is how you most definitely would want to, you do not want this. You do not want to throw these rounds. Now, yeah, like I said, I mean, props to the Mozzie. Good early frags. Good operators taken out. Just an absolute menace to begin with. I kind of decided to switch off from there. And, although you can feel like, maybe we're going to win just from this situation alone, and you did have the intel on the Yana, you did have the intel on attackers, you can still play it safe. It is an option.
It's really just going to be a case of how did Dunlimited respond to this. They can't let it get too much in their head. Yeah, they whiffed what is in effect a very winnable situation. Those 2 opening picks kind of combated by their just incredibly aggressive playstyle, really biting them once again. So ultimately, it's a case of, are Dunlimited stronger than this? Is their mentality unbreakable? Are they going to look at that previous round and say, okay, we messed up slightly, but this isn't the end of the world. We're still ahead. We just can't let this get into our heads. We can't let any more rounds slip away because they still want to be winning this match fairly confidently. A 7-4 would still certainly be good for them, but once it gets to 5-5, suddenly you see it start to slip. You see that lead go away. It could very much stress these players out. So this needs to be quite a decisive win on this round for Dunlimited to keep them into this mentally, I think.
Yeah, most definitely. You don't want to be playing with fire just a bit too much. And actually, I am liking the mirror pick on the upstairs, as this is the first time I believe we are seeing upstairs. We have seen gameplay upstairs and, extensions, but not the site itself. So this could be an interesting way for Dunlimited to kind of switch the routes. You could say, go a different way about it, as most definitely upstairs is not used to it. Most definitely other sites would be better, and oh my goodness, Rorik going with a run out, but instantly getting dropped, although it could be a very useful exchange. There aren't much, Ying-like operators on the side of attack, none at all. I mean, we have the flashes, but switching it out, wording for a Nomad, I think it is most definitely a profitable situation you have here, especially with Nomad still containing flashes, and those air jabs can be very annoying to deal with in the end game, and, in the post-plan situation.
And it keeps them in that even man count, which we'd say always favors the defense because they have the assistance of the timer on their side. So it's a trade. You may not exactly want it to be a trade, but it still ultimately puts you in the favor. And we're seeing something a little bit sneaky going on down at bottom white. I saw Nordwind breaking open a hole, but meanwhile Garen, he's exchanging picks, and Nordwind gets a pick onto Atiz. I'm not sure if that was outside. No, it was in library. Dodo gets that refrag. A bloodbath on this middle floor. Dodo nearly gets another one through the wall as these limited defenders are now thoroughly retreating back to site.
Yes, they most definitely are. I mean, it's not too much of man advantage for anyone. There's just a bit of a nick of HP going worse for the side of Dunlimited, which doesn't really matter. I mean, a bullet's a bullet. It's going to do a lot of damage one way or another. But the clock is ticking. That's the problem. And it doesn't matter as it's going to be, oh my goodness, Garen with a very nice shot on QQH. The Lion Scares are coming out. Eevee taking some heavy fire, and Hypex seeming to get noticed. Garen gets one onto Eevee. It's going to be a 1v3 situation. The Vector cannot help it as Haribo will be coming from behind and finishing off the Mira player. Oh, what a shot, and what an interesting turn of events. I mean, the Mozzie right there was very comfortable holding his angle onto onto Cigar Lounge, and the very next thing he knew it, he was kind of, out of the board. So yeah, that's kind of how things can switch up in the last 30, 40 seconds when the execution needs to happen. That's why also, you know, back a month ago or 2 months ago, Smoke, or just in general, Smoke and Tachanka are very deadly operators, mostly on maps where executes can come in very late. If you want to do the executes the last 15, 10, 20 seconds, it's gonna be too late since Smoke just smokes everything off. You can go for the plant. You most definitely can. Doesn't mean you'll survive though. So time wastage like that. Even the Goyo could be considered something in the lines of that. So man advantage most definitely does come into play in the last few seconds, especially including the fact that we kind of need to, if we go for just constant refrags, the people with the most amount of people are going to be the winners.
Yeah, when it comes down to trades, if you have that man advantage, you're gonna win. As long as you're trading every kill.
Yeah.
But Dunlimited, they just can't seem to find these trades really. They get a decent amount of kills early on, but then they just can't answer. They're very good at maintaining this aggression because they just keep on coming into Unlimited. They don't know how to deal with it. And now, well, they're actually potentially staring down a match point as Atiz gets a pick onto Nordwind all the way through the door. This late setup from Dunlimited really being punished there. Nordwind out of position completely, gets just taken out for free, and now, as if things already weren't bad enough, they evened out that round count last round. They are potentially going up 6-5 here. They have a pick on the board. Nordwind down. It's all up on QQH to hold this white position.
Oh, it is looking very bad. I mean, you also got the Wamai, one of the more important late round operators, out, but Garen with another one on the side of EV. It's going to be the mute out of the match. A 3v5 situation, and Dunlimited is looking extremely bad. They haven't been seen too much of a comeback group, most definitely when it actually came to it. Since most of these rounds did depend on comebacks, but Warwick starting it off, maybe even actually kind of progressing this comeback that I was just denying, starting it off onto the side of the sledge, and there's still plenty of time. I mean, these attackers can drone it out, clear out as much as they want. They have a minute and plus, but it doesn't matter. Haribo along with, I don't know who exactly was up there. I mean, it's the entire attacking side who's just clearing out the defenders, and didn't expect one already to be behind you, as it's a 2v4, and yet again, like we mentioned previously, I can't see Dunlimited actually making it out of this. I could maybe say for B Esports, which have gotten out of these situations multiple times, but yeah, we already see Hypix playing it safe, and a very nice shot from the side of bottom white. The position of QQH gets exposed, and I think it should be finishing it up very soon. There it is.
Yeah, it was that man advantage we were talking about. We sort of be excellently just sort of smothering these defenders with just a ton of attacking utility and guns, all in these various positions. Once they got that opening pick, they realized, okay, we can just play for trades here. We can play the man advantage. We can just overwhelm the defense. It doesn't matter if maybe our guns aren't as good, if our gun skill isn't as good. If there's just more of us focusing down a single target, we're going to win. And we saw that strategy work out beautifully. They only sacrificed one pick on the rappel. It was quite a risky angle being held from a tease, but apart from that, B really just showed fantastic attacking game plan there, and it's got them so far a 4-1 half. They are potentially going 5-1 on Cafe and could take this in regulation.
Oh, this could be looking bad. Dunlimited was at a 5-3 score, meaning B Sports, after their nice little talk, won 3 rounds in a row. Now if that is going to make it to 4, it's going to be most definitely something, as, I mean, we're going to be heading into the side of upstairs, where, Dunlimited have tried most definitely before to compete against B Esports. Ultimately, in the end, it was very close, but I feel like what B Esports is most definitely doing correct, I mean, it's exposingly good, is how they put pressure onto the side of the Unlimited. I mean, most of these situations where they actually outfragged them completely in the end was, like you mentioned, it was more people. They kind of got everyone into a 1v1 or a 3v1 situation. They shut out Dunlimited's, teamwork. So, I mean, with that all along, it just kind of shuts down everything, as Siege, all in all, is a team-based game. So, yeah, you do want to focus on that as Dunlimited, but this could be the last round for them if they don't make that adaptation, if they don't change.
we're seeing Dunlimited running a very similar, if not identical, setup on this top floor, and well, it begs the question that if it didn't work out the last 2 times, is it really going to work out on round 12? A must-win round for Dunlimited here. They can't afford to lose this, or the map's gone, the match is gone. They have to wait till another playday to really prove themselves, and this is going to be a big momentum boost for B, taking down the Challenger League winners for 2022. So a lot sort of rides on this game, especially for B. They have so much to gain here from a win. And Dunlimited, they just haven't looked like themselves since that timeout. As we were talking about, it really stunted that momentum they built up. QQH takes a lot of utility in Cigar, manages to slip away, still has some barriers to hide behind. You have to be very careful with how he plays here. The drone confirms his position, but he's in a pretty fortified spot, so not the end of the world yet, but as the timer creeps down, B creep ever closer to these power positions.
Yeah, the attackers have already kind of gained some sort of undistinct control over the side of the piano, kind of pushing out the zombie from the barriers, and oh, it comes yet again. It's the same time with the Legion. Tried to get a very cheeky angle onto the rappel from the white stairs window, but gets shut down immediately as B Esports is going to be getting their first frag, but it's already almost a minute left remaining, and this is a very late first frag, to say the least, as the execution could be worrisome, coming in later as a very nice shot coming from the side of QQH, refragging one of their teammates who just got finished off by a 417. And yeah, this execution is looking really worrying. They don't have necessarily a smoke, but they have the Dunlimited right now is C4's explosive and a zombie, which is deadly, especially for endgame situations. But ground is taken. The Vector comes out. It's going to be Hypex with one onto the side of Haribo, as we're down to the last half a minute, and this is going to be getting aggressive really quickly.
Yeah, B still need to dislodge some of these players, and the guns do exactly that. Rorik now on a 1 versus 3 map on the line, and Garen slays him. B take Cafe 7-5. A fantastic start to Titan League, or to Talent League Titan Series for the side of B here. Called up from the minor division, facing an immense adversity in the form of Dunlimited, the CL champs. And, well, in the fires, heroes are formed, and, well, B look pretty heroic to me.
Oh my goodness, 4 rounds, 1 in a row, and that is what a tactical timeout can do for a team. A very well designed, yet again, even in the last rounds, it was a 3v1 situation. They keep on pushing the opposing teams to 1vx situations, which is really bad, because they kept on just getting these 1v1s. Even when it felt like they had some sort of disadvantage, they just kept on pushing through. They did not care, as of course, it was a very nice, just kind of, you could even call it a comeback, as they even did 2 comebacks on the side of defense specifically. I mean, winning when going from a 5v2 all the way to a 2v1, it's kind of scary.
Yeah, they were very much a team that thrived on being the underdogs. They thrived on sort of having that pressure. It really boosted their playstyle, being down both in terms of round and man count. We saw that great 2v5 clutch, and just winning 4 rounds in a row, I believe, to finish off that match. It was just an incredible effort from the side of B. Commiserations and Unlimited, they certainly had these moments of greatness, some great shots, great strats, great use of the Fenrir gadget as well, we've seen in that match. But Dunlimited just can't get it done. They bottle it at the sort of last hurdle, and B come in and they just swipe it away from them.
All right, but yeah, that's going to be it for this match. Today, we're going to be throwing it back to our lovely host and analyst. Take it away, Jaeger and Renzis.
Oh my god, what a game that we just played. I'm just waiting for my analyst Ren here. He's having a bit of technical issues, but I'm just going to go through it, because there was one moment that I just want to highlight, and that was on round number 6, where the attackers of Dunlimited, they have a 5v2 advantage, and the Blitz, he overheats a little, and that just spirals into a round defeat, which spirals into this round loss. I mean, fair play to B Esports. They had an amazing comeback coming back from, it's hard to say something coming back from a 4-2 is a comeback, but it was basically almost a 5-1 to come back in the middle of the round and then just have not just flimsy round wins, but they had really, really convincing round wins where if you watch a round back one by one, you'd be like, okay, yeah, B Esports, they deserve to win this round. They did everything right. They roam clear properly. They took together. You had the refrags. It was step by step. The thing that I like to do is, or the way that I like to say it is the checkboard, right? You'll have a little checklist, and in the checklist on an attack, you want to do this, which is to, first of all, you want to clear top floor, then you want to get second floor control, and then you want to get X control, and then you can try setting up for execute. And they just executed the plan really, really well, and it's the perfect kind of siege that, especially from a more nerdy aspect, I love to see. But Ren, I mean, tell me, Brian, what the hell was that game?
Wow, that was such an awesome game. In the start, Dunlimited had definitely the upper hand just from the mental perspective. B Esports had some struggle getting into the match. They kind of struggled going into it. Yeah, I mean, it's still a big Challenger League team, and I think myself, they didn't expect it would go out that way in the beginning. As it started, it was even heavier than our fellow casters said. At one point in round number 5, we were at the 4-1 for Dunlimited, and after that, B came back with 2 rounds and 1 flawless only from Dunlimited. And after that, B took their timeout. It was a great timeout because after that, they could completely push around their defenses. They played it perfectly, and after that, they completely demolished Dunlimited 1 by 1 with a 4-round win streak, not dropping a single side after that. And with that, I think it's hard to say. It's crazy to see such an underdog team. And myself, I was kind of biased from the start at B Esports. And because of that, just because of things like that, they are such a good team. I think they were completely underestimated from the get-go. I mean, we can just come back to the 2 versus 5 situation. I think it was in round 6. Yeah. At this point, Dunlimited had a great lead into the game, and they were just completely they were just confident that they would win this. And I think they didn't expect such a nice, clean, and wonderful comeback from B Esports, because at the start, when they get their mental back, I think that helped them really just to get the grip on the round. And after they started to know to get Dunlimited to get to know Dunlimited more and more, they could adapt way better to their play style and everything else. I think this was the first big name, I would say, for B Esports, and that they could take down such a titan is just devastating.
Hi.
Oh, I was muted apparently, but Dunlimited, they didn't even have their full lineup, which is fair enough, but it doesn't take anything away from B Esports, and we have a player ready for the interview, which we're gonna go into right now. Dodo, congratulations on the win, my friend. How are you feeling?
Thank you, guys. I'm really happy. I'm really proud of the team, how it turned out. The start of the game was pretty hard. We had a 20 minutes delay because of the Unlimited player couldn't join the